Hey guys, so today's video is a little different than stuff I normally do, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a while now. So I don't really broadcast it, but I suffer from anxiety, like really, really bad anxiety sometimes. And so I just wanted to do a video about tips that you can use to kind of handle or battle or just help with your anxiety if you suffer from it, if you have it occasionally. Examples of anxiety disorders include panic attacks, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't really deal with any PTSD, not really. I think some stuff that happened in my childhood, like with my brother, I think sometimes can set off anxiety that's reminiscent of PTSD, but mostly I deal with the panic attacks and some obsessive compulsive stuff. When I'm having a really bad attack, I will sit and I will rock back and forth, or I'll pick at my own skin or nails. Really bad. So symptoms include stress that's out of proportion to the impact of the event, inability to set aside a worry, and restlessness. And that's another thing that people don't understand with when you have anxiety. It's like you stress about something that seems trivial to someone else, but to you it's like the end of the world, and you cannot get past that worry and that stress, and it just eats away at you until you have a breakdown. Of course, everyone is different. Everyone is gonna have a different level of anxiety, and it's gonna manifest in different ways. Here are some things that I have learned to use to help with my anxiety. So tip number one I have for battling anxiety is bath time. So I absolutely love when I've had a long, stressful day before it can turn into stress and then anxiety. One thing that is really nice to do is to get home from your day of stress and get a bath going, whether you're using bubble bath or a bath bomb, or you can use essential oils. But I really just love to sit in the bath with some candles lit nearby and either have Pandora going with like my Madeline Bailey station, or with this really cool app that I found. It's called Calm, and you can listen to like rainfall and stuff like that, and it's really calming and nice to have after a long, stressful day. Another way to battle anxiety is meditation and or yoga. For some people this might not work because when you're just meditating and trying to zone out, you can end up stressing worse. So I would suggest trying it once, and if it doesn't work for you, don't push it. But yoga and meditation are a really good way to try and just clear your mind and relax your body, because anxiety and stress will get you so tightly wound in your muscles. I mean, it affects your digestive tract, and I mean, it can make you hurt like you got hit by a bus, or like you worked out really hard just because your muscles have been so tense all day and you didn't even realize it. 3, glitter jars. I have made these multiple times. I did a whole Potter project on glitter jars, timeout jars, whatever you want to call them. And they are so nice if you just take a breath, watch the glitter falling, and let that breath out, and just repeat it as many times as you need to. Just concentrate on the glitter and how it swirls and moves, and don't think about anything else. Number 4 is a method called grounding. I haven't had to use this a ton, but I think it is a really good way to battle anxiety if you're dealing with it. So grounding works like this. So you look around you and you find 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, and 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Anxiety really, it makes you feel like you are losing control of everything a lot of the time, and grounding just really helps you to just like get grounded and just focus on things you obviously can control. You can control like what you see and what you feel, and especially the 1 thing you can taste. I suggest having like peppermint or mint candy around, like breath mints, because mint is a very soothing, especially peppermint and wintergreen are very soothing, and it can actually help with your stomach if your stomach is upset. So it's like if you're doing a grounding exercise, I suggest having some mints nearby or with you, because I think that would be a really good way to finish off your grounding exercises with some mint. Now 5 is something related to something I've gotten into really recently. I have found that essential oils are incredible. Peppermint oil is the only thing that's gotten me through my migraines this last summer, and I really love using lavender when I'm having an anxiety attack. Now lavender oil is really soothing. It's really strong at first. You have to get a little used to it, but it's really soothing, and it really helps tension just kind of flow out of you. You can just use it for a smell. You can just take the lid off the bottle and smell it, or you can put it in a diffuser, sorry. Or if it's really bad, you can always rub some lavender oil on your temples or your collarbone, and that really, it really helps soothe and calm you. You can find a bottle of lavender about this size at Walmart for like $6. And it may sound expensive, but oils, like essential oils like this, they last forever. Number 6 is a tip that it's gonna sound a little funny, but there's a reason they do this for babies. So if you're having a really bad panic attack, I really strongly suggest you have someone swaddle you. Now I know that sounds silly because that's what you do to babies when they're upset, but that's what you do to babies when they're upset for a reason. Like I said, when you're having an anxiety attack, it can feel like everything is falling apart, including yourself from the inside out, and you have no control. And as funny as it sounds, swaddling just helps you feel more secure, and it's such a comforting feeling. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had Matt swaddle me a couple of times, like when I'm going to bed, because it really helps you just feel more safe and secure, and it really helps me fall asleep. 7 is, of course, exercise. Maybe that should be higher on the list, I don't know, but exercising is not only so good for you as a person physically, it is so good for you, and when you exercise, you release endorphins, and those endorphins can really help if you're feeling sad and anxiety ridden. It can really help just boost your mood and just get that anxiety out of your system. Now, of course, there are other little things you can do. Teas, like lavender teas. Spearmint tea is amazing. And just if you sit with a cup of tea and a good book, just let yourself get lost in reading and not focusing on your anxiety for a while. That can be so amazingly helpful. And I know it's a new trend, but I have found it to be actually truly worthy of mentioning. Coloring. Now, there's been so many adult coloring books coming out recently, and for a good reason. They actually work when you lose yourself, like when you're a little kid and you just color for hours on end. You're not thinking about anything but the colors and how you want your picture to look. And the other day I got off of work and I shared a picture on Instagram of my Luna coloring, and it was 2 solid hours where I did not worry about anything. All I thought about was, should Luna's coat be this color pink or this color pink? And it was a really good way to unwind after work and not worry about anything else going on around me. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps. I hope you put some of these tips to use, because like I said, I have used each and every one of them and they work so well. It's like, I have had so many panic attacks in the last year. My anxiety is mainly due to my family and stuff involving my family, and I have had such bad panic attacks at work and everything, and using some of these tips have been so helpful and they work so well. So I really just hope you guys use these tips and just try and do not let anxiety win in your life, because life is so full and it should not be full of anxiety. It should be full of good things that make your life fuller and richer and happier, and anxiety is not one of those things. I love you guys so much. I will see you later.